I'm here with Steve Sarowitz. Thanks for joining us, by the way.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. So Steve Sarowitz is the executive producer of the new film, The Gate, the about the Bob, that came out recently. We're here in San Francisco. We're going to be showing it around 7:30 here in a few hours. I have the pleasure to speak with Steve here today to ask you a little bit more about yourself, maybe an introduction of who you are. Please go ahead.
Well, I've been a Baha'i for 3 years. I'm an entrepreneur by trade. I started a company that went public a few years ago. I'm also a philanthropist. 3 days after I became a Baha'i, it was suggested to me by a friend of mine that I make a movie about the Baha'i Faith. I had expressed my desire to retire and just teach the faith in a couple years. And he said, well, you could make a movie. You could teach the faith and reach hundreds of people, but you can make a movie and reach millions. And so that became this odyssey that's now resulted in The Gate, the dawn of the Baha'i Faith.
The Bob's bicentenary is coming up next year. And it's exciting that we have a film about the Bob to, in a way, commemorate his revelation and what he stood for before as a forerunner of the Baha'i Faith and Baha'u'llah. How does this film prepare not only Baha'is but many people that will be seeing this film, hopefully to be part of participating in one of these commemorations in the next year?
We certainly hope that more people will hear about the Bab from our film. His life was spectacular. Really, I call it the greatest story never told. People call the story of Jesus Christ the greatest story ever told. Shoghi Effendi refers many times to the parallels of the story of the Bab and Jesus Christ. It's an incredibly exciting story, an incredibly exciting life that the Bab had, and of course, he heralds Baha'u'llah, which is even more exciting. And really, the Bab means the gate. He's the gateway to this new age that we're in, all of humanity is in. And so it's so wonderful that we're taking the story and giving it to a world that is as of yet largely unaware that he came.
Was the making of this film, were the institutions of the Baha'i Faith part of it?
Yes. So we did this in close collaboration with the NSA of the Baha'is of the United States. They were wonderful to consult with. They really helped us along. We are doing this as a gift to the Baha'i Faith. Our goal is to help bring out more awareness of the Baha'i Faith by telling the Bab story. This is not a film that's trying to force people to become Baha'is, but merely to tell people that the faith exists. And
right.
Hopefully some people will see this film and actually be interested in the kind of things that the Bab and Baha'u'llah taught, the oneness of humanity, and will investigate the faith for themselves.
And is there anything that I haven't asked that you would like to talk about here or mention that you feel like is good, necessary to mention about the film and outcomes you're hoping that it will come out of it?
We think we've made a very high quality film. We have some wonderful people in it. You might have heard of Dr. Nader Saidi, who's a great scholar in the faith, and many other great scholars like John Hatcher, Cooper Dunbar, very prominent Baha'is. Firuz Kazemzadeh, who I guess, unfortunately, I don't know if a Baha'i would say that, passed away, but
yes,
was wonderful in our film. And then some prominent Baha'is like Rain Wilson, Layli Miller, Joy DeGroot, who lent their talents also as well. I should probably also mention Carolyn Sperry Fox, who wrote a wonderful book called The Half of It Was Never Told. And that's about the Adventist period, and so she does a great job, along with some non-Baha'is who we interviewed as well. So we really had a very broad array of experts in the film. We also, as I mentioned, shot reenactments in Spain. So far, the audiences that have seen the film have loved it. The Baha'is have told me over and over again in the markets we've showed it in so far. We had a wonderful opening in LA and also in Chicago, and then last night at Stanford. In Chicago, we had nearly 800 people there. The film was introduced by Larry Greenfield, who is the head of the Parliament of the World Religions, and it was a wonderful opening. We had a pastor read the words of Baha'u'llah from the 1893 World's Fair, the first Parliament of the World's Religions. We hope by doing this film that it's the beginning of a lot more films about the Baha'i Faith by many people. This is our contribution. We hope that others will contribute as well. Again, our goal is simply to serve the faith. Me as a Baha'i, a relatively new Baha'i, I was hoping to do something to help tell the world that Baha'u'llah came and that his solutions, his ideas about the oneness of humankind and the elimination of racism could actually help all of us. And why not? In a divided world, wouldn't this idea of unity help all of us?
Especially like these days, the conditions are really getting worse in society everywhere.
Well, as the Universal House of Justice likes to say, they're getting worse and they're getting better.
At the same time.
There was a process of deconstruction of the old world order and a building by many people of the new world order, many people who work for unity of all faiths, of all countries, of all races, men and women. All people that are looking to build unity of humanity are really working together to some extent. And there are those who are clinging to age-old problems like racism and sexism. But I believe that those people are fewer and farther between than they were even a generation ago.
Yeah.
One challenge of our film, and we had to overcome, was the fact that we couldn't show the Bab. So incredibly, we made a film about a character that we couldn't show. As you know, as most Baha'is know, we're unable to depict a manifestation of God, any manifestation of God, whether it be the Bab, or Jesus, or Moses, or
Any
Muhammad.
Right.
And so we really learned a lot. It took us a couple years to learn how to make the film without showing the Bab. And I really hope you enjoy it tonight and that the audience enjoys it. And I hope they appreciate how hard it was to bring this movie to them without showing our main character.
Thank you so much, Steve. So friends, thank you for watching the interview that I just had with Steve Sarowitz. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments section below. I'm gonna include some of the links to the website of the film and some of the dates that you can go and see on your, hopefully if you have the channel, ABC or whatever, I'm not sure which channels there are.
If you go on our website, TheGateFilm.com,
there's a list of
the ABC stations.
So you will hopefully get to see all those.
Also, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are The Gate Film 2018 on Facebook, so don't forget to find us on.
Yes, I'll include all of the links below. For now, thanks for joining me and Steve Sarowitz, and I hope you all enjoy the film and share it with everyone around you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thanks for doing this again. Yeah.
No problem.